Hello, and thanks for tuning in to Kalkine TV. I'm Holly Shields, and this is another edition of Executive Corner Expert Talks. Now, we know that it takes a village to build and scale a business. Ecosystems that help businesses on their growth journey are the need of the hour in today's competitive world. And our guest today is on a mission to help forward-thinking companies find the space to take on the bigger challenges. Huckletree is the home of brave innovation, offering spaces themed by industry and sector for teams to work, collaborate, and build their next venture in private offices, shared workspaces, and collaboration zones. And today we're fortunate enough to be joined by Gabby Hersham, the CEO and co-founder. Welcome to the show, Gabby. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you so much. So nice to be here.
It's terrific to have you on the show. Now, to start off, what would you say is the key goal of Huckletree?
So we really came about to support innovation. And from the get-go, it was all about bringing these exciting innovation businesses together and supporting them. We're big believers in that you can't make great innovation and make great headway alone, and you can't build a business in silos. So bringing our businesses together to really support them and excel and propel their journey.
That's great to hear. And obviously your spaces do help quite a bit with that, because that is essentially what businesses need, is spaces to operate in.
Definitely, it's the space, and we create really fun and engaging and kind of unique workplaces. And I think that's more important today more than ever, kind of, to get us out of working from home. When we go back to the office, we really want these exciting kind of workplace experiences. But I think also it's about more than that. I think it's really about the ecosystems that you work alongside, the other people that you can meet, that you can collaborate with. And I think that's so key in building a business as well.
Absolutely. It seems like the spaces you create, that community and networks and connections are very much a part of that.
Definitely, 100%. I think that's very core to who we are. One example of that is we have an ambassador program with over 100 ambassadors from around the world. They're heads of businesses, they're C-suite, they're investors, they're operators, and they come together to support our members as well. So if a member wants a specific introduction or support, and this member could be on any stage of their journey, they could be very early stage or they could be much later on, we pull in the ambassador resource to support them. So I think it's definitely about the network and the network intelligence, and it's so key.
It's great to hear that you have, it sounds like a very incredibly supporting community there. And is that community branch internationally?
The ambassador program is from around the world. Definitely, we've got members on the ambassador program who kind of sit across all four corners of the globe. In terms of us and where our workspaces are, we're very focused on the UK and Ireland. So we're in London, Manchester, and Dublin, and very focused on kind of further growth within those markets and within the UK and Ireland in general, just because there's so much innovation happening right here on our doorstep that we want to really be here to support.
Absolutely. I don't doubt that one bit. It's certainly a massive market there for all these emerging businesses and startups, and there's lots of innovation going on in your market at the moment. Now, just to touch on the demand aspect, we talked a bit about the emergence from the pandemic and how that sort of shifted the working from home situation. How have you noticed that that demand skyrocketing for rather than the traditional office landscape, for more inspiring spaces?
We definitely have. And I think, just to take a step back, obviously the pandemic was a really tricky period for our industry. I don't think anything could have hit us that could have been worse than the pandemic. And it was really a matter of fighting for survival. But we always felt that at the end of the tunnel, there would be this surge in demand, because we didn't see people wanting to go back. In the UK, if you want to take a lease on workspace, you're signing up to at least 5 years, if not 10 or 15, plus fitting out the space yourself. And we just didn't see that being the way going forward. We felt that businesses would want flexibility, they'd want this experience. So since the UK government lifted the restrictions, which was officially almost a year ago, although we've kind of been back and forth, but the major shift was about a year ago, we've seen a massive surge in demand. So we're excited, and we feel that this is an opportunity for us to kind of grow our mission further and really grow out the business.
That's great to hear. Definitely an optimistic angle from you there. And I think we touched on just how crucial flexibility is, I can imagine, in your place. I understand that you have some pretty flexible packages. Could you maybe shed some light for us on that?
Definitely. So they range. And again, we have a range of businesses from very early stage to very large kind of corporate innovation teams. So they need to suit everyone. On the kind of early stage, if you want kind of, your first entry point access, we have the kind of hot desk packages that are month by month that you come in, very affordable, and you share the space with other entrepreneurs and other young businesses. Then that goes right the way up to creating very large private studios for say 100 or 200 people that they come and they join for 12, 24 months. But really, in all instances, all of the infrastructure is obviously taken care of by us. So it takes a big burden off the shoulders of the businesses themselves.
It's great to hear. I can definitely imagine that's the case. And I understand that you host events as well in these spaces, and you've got some upcoming education programs, I believe. What can attendees look forward to?
We have 3 educational programs that we run on an annual basis. Our main one is Alpha, which is an accelerator program that we've been running since 2017. We're now upcoming to our 9th cohort. And it is a completely pro bono program that takes seed founders and propels them towards raising their seed round effectively, and makes introductions and opens the doors to relevant investors for them. But the main thing about the program is that it's purely for businesses where at least one of the founders comes from an underrepresented background, and that their businesses within the sustainability space. So something that we're very, very passionate about, and really happy that we've been able to kind of put our resources to support the founders in this way.
That's great to hear. I can imagine that period that you just described is a crucial time for these founders. So it's good that they're getting all the support I think that they need, and as well that sustainability is such a key aspect for you as well.
Definitely. And we always, we kind of think back to when we were starting Huckletree and we didn't know how to proceed and how to really get the business off the ground. And I just think all those learnings that took us, 12 months, actually, you can condense that into such a shorter period and really support the founders and open the doors. So I think it's crucial. And I think it's, the access is really the important part of it.
It's great to hear. It's definitely a case I can imagine that efficiency would be a big bonus for these businesses that are just getting started to condense the time, as you said. And just back to that innovation aspect regarding sustainability, how exactly is Huckletree contributing towards the net zero goal that obviously office spaces are quite important in this way, but how is Huckletree contributing to this?
Definitely important. I mean, they say that the built environment is one of the biggest contributors to climate change, and there's so much that can be done. So we're a big believer in that being partially our responsibility as well. I think the very first thing is when we go and we launch new sites going forward, we're looking to achieve a specific, it's called a SCAR rating here in the UK. We're looking to achieve a very specific standard, which speaks to our processes, how we fit out the space, the materials we use, and then the ongoing operations. Across the business over the past few years, we've really had the chance to sit back and reflect on how we are sustainable in our operations, from being fully vegetarian to eliminating single-use plastics to only working with transparent partners with transparent supply chains who are mostly B Corp. We're actually going through B Corp accreditation ourselves at the moment. But I think, again, it comes back to the main thing for us being about our intelligence network. And when we think about how we can best support sustainability and climate action, for us, it's about bringing great minds into the room and really kind of putting on a program that is very interesting for a lot of people. So on an annual basis, we run a large-scale sustainability summit called Earthrise. And what we do is we put in speakers from around the world and we focus it on specific topics, but we have this whole day of kind of climate action related content. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's happening in May.
It's great to hear. It sounds like you have some incredible events lined up for the upcoming year, and as well that you focus on sustainability from an end-to-end perspective. I mean, that's just quite unique, I would say.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that we can do, and that's the key thing, is making sure that we're doing it and that we're thinking about it from all the angles and not just from the perspective of the built environment and what our workspaces look like.
Absolutely. Now, aside from May's event, is there anything else we can look forward to seeing from Huckletree in the upcoming year?
I think a lot of growth. That's definitely our plan. So as I was saying, lots of demand also on the supply side from the landlords and the developers who want to have a flexible workspace operator within their spaces, within their buildings. So we are gearing up for growth. We are have a lot of deals kind of late in the pipeline that we are hoping to sign quite imminently. Again, very focused on London, Manchester, and Dublin for the time being, and really excited to kind of grow our business and keep on supporting the innovation ecosystem.
It's great to hear. It's certainly a very exciting time for you, I can imagine. It sounds like you have a very action-packed year ahead of you, but we'll definitely keep an eye on everything Huckletree has in store. With that said,
Amazing.
though, thanks very much for joining us on the show, Gabby. It's been really great connecting with you.
Likewise. Thank you. So good to meet you. Thanks a lot.
Terrific. Pleasure to have you on. That was Gabby Hersham, the CEO and co-founder of Huckletree. And if you missed any part of that chat, you can catch the full video on YouTube on our channel that is Kalkinemedia, and make sure to subscribe. I'm Holly Shields, running to stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine.